Hello, welcome, beautiful people. I am Susie Taff, and this is the Susie Unshaped sessions, where we dig down and normally we're removing all the emotional shapewear that we have been conditioned to over the years, beliefs, outdated like patterns, toxic thought patterns, and things like that. Blah, can't talk. Anyway, today I wasn't going to, but I am going to because it just keeps looping back in my head. So I'm going to talk about how I manifested a cheese grater. Now, I know this might seem really silly, but I think it is sort of a preface into bigger themes. But so let's just start with, I'm not sure if you know, I call them the borrowers. You know, the borrowers, like you can't find a shoe, you can't find the school hat, or you can't find the car keys or whatever it is, and you look everywhere and you can even be nearly sure you put them somewhere and they are just nowhere to be found. So I call them the borrowers, and I have learnt, look, there is absolutely no point to continue looking because it's not going to be there even however hard you look. And so I just let it go, and I'm like, they'll bring it back when they're ready. So be that there could be a few different theories as to where that object has gone, but and it turns up, and 9 times out of 10 it turns up definitely in one of the places you 100% looked in. So that is my theory about the borrowers, borrowing fairies or whatever we want to call them. But the other day I was looking for my cheese grater. I wanted to grate some cheese. Big, very exciting in my house. And the kids had unpacked the dishwasher, so the cheese grater wasn't where it normally goes. I looked where they might have gone, etc. I couldn't find it. Anyway, my daughter then distracted me with something, and I was talking to her, just turned my back and was still in the kitchen talking to her, whatever. Anyway, then I turn around, and sitting on the plate that I had out to grate the cheese was the cheese grater. Now, that was the fastest the borrowers had ever worked. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, it was like, I didn't think about it. I was just like, did you put that cheese grater there, to my daughter? She's like, no, I didn't put the cheese grater there. I was like, okay. So the cheese grater had just appeared. And then that got me to thinking, I think potentially the process of manifestation, like when we want something, I think nearly that's like what the borrowers or the borrowing fairies have been doing. So I'd like to just sort of phrase it like this. So manifesting, you sort of have to know what you want. So number one, we're all really good at knowing what we want. The next part is the part that I realize I've been doing for small objects that don't really have much consequence. Like they're not make or break. It's a shoe, it's a hat, it's something, it's not big things. So you let it go. So you know you want it, you let go of the need to have it now, like the attachment to the desire. And then when the field aligns, the object pops back into your awareness. So I think that's what happened with the cheese grater. And then in actual fact, my daughter had the car keys the other day, and we were in the car. She was in the back seat, and we had her basketball game to go to. And I have a bit of a thing with having to have the car locked, etc., because I've had people had their cars stolen, etc. That's a fear of mine, which I need to release. But so I was like, I can't leave the car with the key in it. But I looked everywhere. I looked in the pockets. I looked everywhere for this key. I couldn't find it anywhere. She goes, no, I'm sure I gave it to you in the front. Couldn't find it anywhere. So anyway, I went off to go to the game. The other game was running late. So I came back. I was like, no, I've got to find this key. I've got to find this key. And in this case, I suppose I didn't release the attachment to it, but I was like, okay, I moved the seat forward. And then as I was moving the seat forward, wherever the key must have been lodged in, like I checked under the seat, in all the pockets, in the like everywhere, it must have been wedged in between something, and then out it popped. So I'm not sure if that's as good an example as the cheese grater, because I had to do a physical action for the thing to arrive. But no, actually, it's a terrible example because I'm trying to teach you the what I've learned about this, which is the letting go process. So so I've learned I can do it with the borrowers. I can do it for a shoe or that lipstick or that hairbrush or whatever it is. I can do it with small things that I already know that I have. and then letting it go, and boom, they turn up. The point of this story is, like, we all want to manifest bigger things. Like, we want the new job, we want the new car, we want the I don't know, whatever it is that we want to manifest, the big stuff. So I think the process is, we need to treat the big stuff like it's something small and inconsequential, like a shoe or a hat or a cheese grater. Like, literally, if I hadn't found the cheese grater, I probably just would have cut the cheese. Like, it wasn't a big deal. But we need to see the big manifestations as a cheese grater. So I want the cheese grater. I can't find or see the cheese grater. Oh, well, I'll let that go. I'm letting go of my attachment to the cheese grater. Boom, there's a cheese grater. So I propose to you all that we see if we can align the larger things that we want to manifest like a cheese grater. So give them the energy of the cheese grater. It's like, I'd really love the cheese grater. It's going to make my my preparing of that meal much easier, because I'm going to be able to grate the cheese, which is my preferred way of having the cheese. But then I release the attachment to the cheese grater. So release the attachment then to the big thing that it is that you want to manifest, and go on about living joyously in your heart, in the sunshine. We have sun again. So I was lying in the sun on the weekend. I love the sun. Like, I am a sun worshiper. And go about your day. And then we just wait for our field to align to it. So let's see if we can practice that. I am going to be practicing that. I am definitely going to be practicing that, because our brain, like, we need to take off the size of the large manifestations we want. It's just a cheese grater. We just need to see it. It's just a cheese grater. Okay, I am really babbling today. But it's just a cheese grater. So if you haven't ever heard of the borrowers, play with it a bit and just see, is it true for you too? Do you look for something small, an inanimate sort of thing that you want, but you can't find it, so you let it go, and then it just appears out of nowhere, often where you've already looked? Have you met the borrowers and you didn't realize you've met the borrowers? Anyway, just some interesting concepts for you to play around with. I'm off to see a lovely friend now, so I will let you enjoy your day and just see if the borrowers pop up. Okay, love you. Bye.